Hey guys, so this is going to be my official Lion King 2019 review. I made you guys a nice little sign. It's actually for the thumbnail. I have a lot of notes. I don't know if you guys can see this. Let's see. All these pages right here are all notes that I've taken during the movie. In watching it, I have a section for liked parts and a section for disliked parts. As you can see, there's some liked parts and a lot of disliked parts. And I even have highlighted certain scenes that I liked / didn't like and that needed to have attention. So I wanted to talk about that. Anyways, I wanted to do a review. So first, I'm going to talk about number one. I love Lion King. Lion King is like my favorite Disney movie. Not like, it is my favorite Disney movie. I don't know if I think I did a video on it a long time ago, but my favorite Disney movie is Lion King. My favorite Disney princess movie is Little Mermaid, and then 101 Dalmatians is right after that. So those are like my top three. I love all Disney movies, just for the record. I'm usually a huge fan, but you should know that I am a critic for live action Disney movies because I just don't think they're ever done to justice. For example, The Jungle Book. I watched that and did not like it at all. So going into this, I was trying to be open-minded, but also live action just has such different feel. So I tried my hardest to not be too critical. And I don't think I was that critical. I mean, I don't think 4 or 5 pages is that critical. But I have to say, before I start this, the choice to have, what is his name? Donald Glover, I think his name is, as Simba in the music and as the voice of adult Simba was perfect. I loved that a lot. It was a really good match. He has a great voice and he just adds to the music and he adds to the character. I was gonna say Timon and Pumbaa. I can't think of the guy who plays Timon, but Billy something, Billy Eichner maybe, and Seth Rogen as Pumbaa was also a very good choice. And I am so happy that Mufasa was left alone and has stayed the same. So there's a few problems with the opening scene, and I'm just gonna say it, okay? So we get into the Disney logo. It's beautiful, it's perfect, great, and then they have a black screen, and it's only for like 2-3 seconds. So it's not like you're sitting there just kind of like waiting for 5 minutes like, okay, where's your movie? But there's these weird 2 minutes of just a black screen before it opens up to the Circle of Life beginning, and I didn't like that. I don't know why, but like as starting the movie, I was like, what is this? This is Lion King. Like, pump up the music, like let's do the Circle of Life. We all know how this story goes. So the most iconic part of the movie, I would say, is when Rafiki holds up Simba as a baby and, you know, circle, you know, all of that stuff. And he stands up and everybody looks proud and happy, like, oh, he's gonna be our king, like he's the prince, he's royalty. But, and I've heard a lot of people complaining about this, and I wrote it down in my notes, crouches down. Rafiki, when he stands, he doesn't stand all the way up, he's crouching. Now I don't know if they did that because the real type of monkey doesn't actually stand up all the way, but he does stand up later in the movie a bunch of times. So I don't know why that moment he would choose to kind of crouch. I wrote that in my notes. He crouched to present Simba, which was not prideful at all. And it kind of ruined the moment of like, this is your new prince. It was like not royal, and like I just thought that was terrible. it doesn't show like that he's very prideful. It doesn't show any emotion, and I was really worried as I saw that it was just gonna ruin the whole scene, and that it literally was just going to be a moment where you can't connect to the characters. So let's get to Scar. So we go to Scar. He's hunting the mouse. Instantly when I saw him, I'm like, okay, he's tan. In my head, that kind of upset me, because I know, like, I don't know if that's true or not, but like I've heard that they don't actually have like dark colored lions like that in, like, I don't know, that area, or like he wouldn't be the same colors, but I figured they would make him a little bit darker so that you could at least tell him apart, because, which I will get to that scene, but when Simba gets older, it's kind of hard besides the red mane. If you're just looking at like their sides, Simba and Scar look exactly alike, besides Scar being a little skinnier, like, well, a lot skinnier. That was another thing. Scar looked so skinny. He looked malnourished, honestly. And like, I know he's kind of like supposed to be kind of scrappy, like when he hunts the mouse at the beginning, but he looked like he didn't eat anything, and like he's still living in the Pride Lands and his brother still loves him, so like, is there a reason he's not eating, or does he just not eat? Oh, Zazu. I hate Zazu in the first animated movie. I hate him so bad. He's terrible. I just don't like him. He irritates me so bad. He's my least favorite character. But Zazu in the 2019 one, I think it's something Oliver. Oliver something. James Oliver, maybe? He was so awesome. He made Zazu way better. So Zazu was way better in this movie, is one of my notes. Also, Simba and Mufasa are clearly blind in this movie. In the animated version, which I don't know why am I telling you this, because everybody's probably seen that, but Scar is kind of quirky, and like, you know, he's just kind of like out there, but he's humorous, but he still kind of hides behind his things. He's kind of sly and like sneaky, and that's why I think Mufasa and Simba, like, they love him, they have affection for him, so I think that's why they like him, and you know, they're like, he's our family. But in this one, Scar literally just acts completely evil. I was so mad that Simba and Mufasa did not see it. It is so obvious that he's evil. Maybe people said that about the animated one, but I didn't think it was as obvious in the animated one. The Elephant Graveyard one, Zazu saves Nala instead of Simba, so Simba has no bravery and doesn't like, it doesn't look good for his character, because his character is supposed to be like, underlying his character is supposed to be brave, and Zazu kind of saved the day. They showed Shenzi as like the leaders of the hyenas, and like had this whole big moment for her, which I thought was a little weird. I really wanted Nala to have like a character arc and like learn more about her, learn more about her family. There was no improvements or no ads. Like, she literally was the same character. I did like the possibility of like Shenzi versus Nala when they're in the elephant graveyard. I did like that. I'll just say some of my dislikes on here. The big moments in the movies, it was hard to tell the emotion of the animals, and I feel like I didn't connect to the characters. So all emotions, like no emotions for this. No improvements on like the characters, I would say. I would say Shenzi is like the only one that they really just like improve, like, but just slightly. And they add this weird thing about Scar saying that he likes Sarabi. I have a note about that too. Yeah, he likes Sarabi apparently, and him and his brother had a big battle, and that's how he got the scar. And I'm like, okay, they're trying to give us backstory, but that just seems super weird to me, especially the way he acts to her. Like, I know he was rejected in this case, but like, he still acts so weird to her. I just did not, I was like, I just did not feel that was believable. He was at the elephant graveyard, and then Mufasa and him do that whole walk thing, which was pretty similar to the original. Zazu added a little bit of background story about Mufasa being kind of fun and like a cub like Simba. I thought that was really cool to add. Let's get to the big one, Mufasa's death. Mufasa's death in the animated one was really emotional. I was very invested. I didn't feel very invested in this one. I don't know why they added Scar hitting him in the face. Like, I guess they were just trying to like add more lion into it, but like letting go of his paws would have been just fine. It was kind of flat. His fall was super cheesy and not how I think if you would have fallen like that. It was bad. Simba watching it, the angles were really weird, so like I don't know why they chose to do it like that. It was just very odd. I thought that was poorly done. In the animated one, Mufasa realizes at the last moment that's what Scar is trying to do, but it didn't seem like in this one he figured it out. He seemed super casual about like, hey brother, like help me out, like help me out of this pickle, and like, you know, it didn't seem like he really got it. He doesn't seem scared at all. Mufasa doesn't seem scared at all as he's trying to climb back up the rock. It doesn't seem like he's like in danger or like about to die. The way they animated the lions, I saw like literally no emotion. It doesn't look like Simba is that upset about his father's death, and it doesn't look like he's that sad about it. Obviously Scar isn't, but I thought that was kind of ridiculous. So then the hyenas chase him as a normal scene. That was pretty normal. Then he gets to Timon and Pumbaa, which I have a whole page on Timon and Pumbaa because I thought that was great. Let's see. Okay, so I'm gonna add some other dislikes in here. The Canon scene, the hyenas, there's no hyenas talking. You literally just see Simba like practicing his roars, and you kind of see them up on the cliff, and then the antelope just come, and it doesn't look like Simba is that scared. That was terrible. Oh, I don't even want to talk about this because it was terrible. Just cut it out of the movie before you put it on DVD because it was terrible. Be Prepared was a chant and a monologue. It was a monologue and a chant. It was hardly a song. It was done terribly. I also put Scar's love interest in Sir Robbie. What? No, but like, oh my god, I don't even want to talk about it. Be Prepared was terrible. I hated it so bad. So bad. I was literally sitting there like, was that it? That was one of the parts I was so excited about because that is one of my favorite Disney songs, like villain songs, is one of my favorite, and it was terrible. Okay, Timon and Pumbaa, all of their jokes were hilarious, but I have to say, number one, the fart joke, oh my god, that was hilarious. In the original Lion King, he says, Pumbaa, not in front of the kids, but this time he's like, you're not gonna stop me, and then he says it, and I think that's so funny, and a nod to the original. It showed Pumbaa little in his song, When I Was a Young Warthog. Oh my god, that was so good. He mentioned Simba's weight gain at the end of the thing, at the end of Hakuna Matata. Great casting for that. The faces of this is a little past, but the faces, like, it was like GoPro looking when Pumbaa's being chased. Oh, it's so good. Oh my gosh. I have so many nice things to say about them. Let's see. They are such a funny duo. Oh my gosh, that was so good. Okay, when Simba is reunited with Nala, there's a pause between his joke, which is like, I can't even think of it. He's like, that hurts or something like that, but he pauses weirdly. I did not like that. The 2-minute scene, 2 minutes, I counted it, of the ball of hair from Mufasa's mane to Rafiki, which, by the way, this undercuts Rafiki completely, because Rafiki just touches and is like, Simba! Like, he doesn't even take a second, like in the original, to like figure it out. Like, he's, you know, mixing things, he's like eating the coconut or the fruit or whatever it is, and then he's like, Simba? Like, he's just like, oh, it's Simba, like, cool. So it like undercuts Rafiki. Oh my gosh, that was terrible. I hated that so much. Can we just talk about Rafiki's, like, I don't know if it's like a staff or something. I always called it a staff, but Rafiki's stick in the movie is terrible. It looks terrible. And he can't even wield it. Like, he can't even hold it. It's way taller than him. He can't, it doesn't seem like he can hold it. It just did not seem like a good fit. I don't know why they did it like that. That was ridiculous to me. Okay, let's see. Beyonce and Donald Glover singing, which, by the way, Can You Feel the Love Tonight, but the whole scene was during like the afternoon. Made no sense to me. Their voices didn't match, and she didn't really seem to try to match him. He seemed to try harmonize and like make it, but I did not like that matchup in their singing. That just did not match for me at all. Okay, when Nala realizes it's Simba, she realizes it within 5 seconds. Like, literally, he stops, says her name, and then she's like, Simba, you have to go back and be king. Like, she's not even concerned at all, like, that her friend from childhood, who was presumably dead, is alive. It's almost like she left the Pride Lands to go find Simba, because she knew he was alive. And that didn't make sense to me. I didn't like that. There was no hesitation. It took her like 5 seconds to be like, oh, you have to go back and be the king. And like, I know it's like important and like all of that stuff, but like, not even anything about him being alive. That was ridiculous. When this is oh no, this is after that. Okay, when Simba goes and he's gonna find Mufasa, they half did that. Because he's kind of like a cloud, but then he's also like a lightning bolt. Like, the clouds are forming a lion, but he's also a lightning thing. And they did not do that very well. They did not put that together very well. And then I'm confused, because if Mufasa is the lightning, and then the lightning strikes the rock, or under the rock to start the fire, is that Mufasa? And is Mufasa setting that afire to like warn his son, or be like, I'm still with you, or be like, hey, don't fall, but now there's fire? Like, that didn't make sense to me. So I don't think they should have made him lightning and then use the lightning later, which the lightning is part of the original story, but not in the Mufasa part. Like, he's supposed to be a cloud. I thought that was weird. Okay, so they go back and they are standing on the thing, and they're like, they need live bait. Pumbaa's reaction. Oh my god, that was so good. I loved that reaction. That was the best, where he's like, yeah, we need live bait. And it was like, he didn't realize what it was. And then they included an Easter egg with Timon singing Be Our Guest. Oh my god, I loved that part so much. That was so good. I loved that. See, Timon and Pumbaa, I loved them the whole movie. They were so good. Then Pumbaa's chubby speech, where, oh my gosh, they added some things in there where you should just be happy with yourself. Like, he's like, oh my gosh, that was so good. Okay, I loved that part. I thought that was so good. I think I literally went over everything that I wanted to talk about. Let's talk about, they did the scene where you find out who really killed Mufasa really well. I really liked the part where Sarabi, like, was trying to hit Scar back as he's, like, insulting her and being like, just be my queen, and, like, she's like, you'll never be Mufasa, and, like, she actually, like, tries to kind of fight him back, which I liked, versus the original where she's just kind of, like, standing there, you know, like, I'm too prideful to fight you. Like, she's like, don't you come. She's like, don't you come at me. I liked that part a lot. let's talk about the cheesiest part of the whole movie. It has to be mentioned. Okay, the cheesiest, worst line in the movie. I have a whole page on this. Lions attack. What? Why? Why did they include that? What is this, Endgame? Is she Captain America? Oh my gosh, that was the worst. And also, I don't know why it bothered me so much, but because they are lions. But it bothered me a lot that she wasn't like, lioness attack, because literally the only male lions there are Simba, Scar, and Mufasa, who's now dead. So Simba and Scar. The rest of them are girl lions, lionesses, and she's like, lions attack. I don't know why that bothered me so much, but I wanted her to say, like, I didn't want her to say any of it, but if she had said it, it would still be super cheesy. But it would have been a little slightly better if she had said lionesses. Like, oh my gosh. I can't even with that part. It was so cheesy. It was almost like an improv move that they were just like, oh yeah, that's good, let's throw it in there. Or like, they didn't have a scene for that part. Like, they didn't have a good take of her saying something that they really liked, so they're just like, okay, we'll use this. Like, it was terrible. Oh my gosh. And then Shenzi and Nala's fight, oh my god, that was so good. The little dynamic between them was a little weird, and I was kind of invested a little bit, but then also kind of like, why is this part being included like this? Because the whole big part of the big scene is supposed to be like, you know, Simba and Scar. Like, maybe have Simba and Scar fighting. They're like at some kind of thing where they're like about to talk and then do it. So I thought that was a little weird, but it was also pretty good. I think that is it. I think that is going to be my Lion King 2019 review. Please tell me in the comments what you guys thought. Did you like it? Did you like the original Lion King? What is your favorite Disney movie, by the way? I'd love to know all those questions. So answer those in the comments. Tell me if you saw it and what you thought. Tell me what your favorite Disney movie is, and tell me if you've seen the original. Compared to the original, I would give it, out of 10, probably a 4.5. Standalone, pretending that I've never seen the original one, I might be slightly more generous and give it a 5. But out of 10, it's a 4.5/5 for me. I thought it was done well in some parts, and it was an enjoyable movie, but there's too many things, as you can tell in my dislikes pile, that just were like, why? So that's just kind of how I felt about it. But tell me in the comments below what you guys thought, and we will see you tomorrow for our prepare video. Get it? Prepare video for our big Funko Pop trip. Bye, guys. I'm sorry, it's really late at night as I do this review, but I loved that part. I thought that was so good. I think I literally went over everything that I wanted to talk about, but I really want you guys to tell me in the comments what you thought of the movie, because I'd be very interested. Okay, let's talk about, they did the scene where you find out who really killed Mufasa really well. I really liked the part where Sarabi, like, was trying to hit Scar back as he's like insulting her and being like, just be my queen, and like she's like, you'll never be Mufasa, and like she actually like tries to kind of fight him back, which I liked, versus the original where she's just kind of like standing there, you know, like, I'm too prideful to fight you. Like, she's like, don't you come, she's like, don't you come at me. I liked that part a lot. Let's talk about the cheesiest part of the whole movie. It has to be mentioned. Okay, the cheesiest, worst line in the movie. I have a whole page on this. Lions attack. What? Why? Why did they include that? What is this, Endgame? Is she Captain America? Oh my gosh, that was the worst. And also, I don't know why it bothered me so much, but because they are lions, but it bothered me a lot that she wasn't like, lioness attack, because literally the only male lions there are Simba, Scar, and Mufasa, who's now dead. So Simba and Scar. The rest of them are girl lions, lionesses, and she's like, lions attack. I don't know why that bothered me so much, but I wanted her to say, like, I didn't want her to say any of it, but if she had said it, it would still be super cheesy. But it would have been a little slightly better if she had said lionesses. Like, oh my gosh, that was so... I can't even with that part. It was so cheesy. It was almost like an improv move that they were just like, oh yeah, that's good, let's throw it in there. Or like they didn't have a scene for that part. Like they didn't have a good take of her saying something that they really liked. So they're just like, okay, we'll use this. Like, it was terrible. Oh my gosh. And then Shenzi and Nala's fight. Oh my god, that was so good. The little dynamic between them was a little weird, and I was kind of invested a little bit, but then also kind of like, why is this part being included like this? Because the whole big part of the big scene is supposed to be like, you know, Simba and Scar. Like, maybe have Simba and Scar fighting. They're like at some kind of thing where they're like about to talk and then do it. So I thought that was a little weird, but it was also pretty good. I think that is it. I think that is going to be my Lion King 2019 review. Please tell me in the comments what you guys thought. Did you like it? Did you like the original Lion King? What is your favorite Disney movie, by the way? I'd love to know all those questions. So answer those in the comments. Tell me if you saw it and what you thought. Tell me what your favorite Disney movie is, and tell me if you've seen the original. Compared to the original, I would give it, out of 10, probably a 4.5. Standalone, pretending that I've never seen the original one, I might be slightly more generous and give it a 5. But out of 10, it's a 4.5/5 for me. I thought it was done well in some parts, and it was an enjoyable movie, but there's too many things, as you can tell in my dislikes pile, that just were like, why? So that's just kind of how I felt about it. But tell me in the comments below what you guys thought, and we will see you tomorrow for our prepare video. Get it? Prepare video for our big Funko Pop trip.